Question number 3. We all are Harry Potter fans. I love Harry Potter. We love Harry Potter. As Evan would say, we're all potheads. So, question number 3 is the best Harry Potter movie. This question, because we are doing the movies, will be in the order of the movies. With that being said, CJ, you're first.
Yeah, I think this. I think this is definitely the best of the whole series. To me, it's the most entertaining, and this is actually like the turning point in the series where it goes from little kid, ha ha, fucking goofy movie to fucking okay, this is dangerous and fucked up and like twisted type of shit. It gets very fucked up. Like from this movie on, this is just and even within this movie is just the whole turning point and just the feeling of the whole thing. Great, but I also like this movie because it's like it's got more action, more mystery than most of the movies. Way less idle chit chat about bullshit that has nothing to do with the actual movie. And plus the fucking everything about the Triwizard Tournament was on point. All the challenges were fucking great. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Yes. Oh, the movie's fucking amazing. And this is also, we actually get to see the fucking physical rebirth of Voldemort. Yes. And you get to watch fucking Cedric die. Now I don't know if you seen the other episode where I talked about, even though I hate him from a different movie, it's still very satisfying to watch him die over and over again. That's just me. That's just one of my things. But
I'll go first.
There's just so much. There's so much great shit about this movie. But I don't want to pull Evan and just take up all night when we're talking about it.
Kim, you want to go first? Go first.
Mm-hmm. If I had to line up anybody with any Harry Potter movie, CJ, I was gonna line you up with Goblet of Fire. This is the darkest Harry Potter movie. Like somebody dies within the first 5 minutes, and even visually, a lot of the scenes are fucking dark. Like Voldemort comes back, Ced dies for no good fucking reason. Like so much bad shit happens in this movie, and that's why. And then on top of it, there's dragons. I know you were like, oh yeah, that's my shit. I knew this was coming. This movie fits your personality so much. There are some polyjuice potions inconsistencies. It bothers me. This is the first time, and then they go back to kind of closer to what they depicted in earlier in the movie series as far as for the polyjuice potion. Nobody's going, that wasn't happening before or after. Why it happened in this movie, I don't know. Makes no sense. Even though you like Cedric dying, he died for no good fucking reason. He literally died because Harry Potter just wasn't shit. He literally could just not take his win. Ced being a real dude says, you know what? You saved me, bro. You got here first. Take it. He goes, together? But just the reasons I had issues with, past movies that we were talking about, I have an issue with your senseless actions fucking up somebody else's life. And this happened a lot in this movie. For you to be running in the first third of the movie in a crowd, how you get, you're Harry fucking Potter, you got trampled, and you don't wake up till the end. All of the fires are put out. No one noticed you. One guy's in the field far away. You can't see who it is. And you wear the thickest glasses. There was just so many things that were bad. Now, granted, I love Harry Potter. There were great moments. The fact that they even depict the World Cup and how they did it, dope. Dragons, dope. Hagrid going on a date, dope. Mad-Eye Moody and his crazy ass, dope. And even the intro to the Pensieve, I think is dope. I love that. But overall, this movie had things that I thought were amazing, and this movie had a lot of things that pissed me off. And if any of the movies ventured too far away from the books, this was one of them. It left out a lot of good stuff from both the World Cup and the Goblet of Fire competition, which is dumb because it's literally the Goblet of Fire movie.
All right, I'm gonna go next. So I'm not gonna be too long. Just a couple things. First thing first, I like assholes. I do. I feel like I'm an asshole myself, and I like
You are.
assholes. I did like the fact that his aunts and uncle and cousin was in this movie.
I
They
hate
were.
them.
People hate him, but he, they give a backstory that he kind of needs. Like you need to hate somebody to make to feel bad for Harry Potter, and they are it. So they wasn't in the movie. Um,
I think this was the first movie in the franchise too where they weren't in the movie for at least a
it
little
was.
bit of it.
Yeah. But no, they didn't need them in this movie. Like, someone was conspired against Harry the entire movie.
Just saying.
They
Well,
didn't need them assholes.
even the movies before them when they was in the movie, I mean, there are a lot of people conspired against Harry, but they were still in the movie. Like you wouldn't take them out the movie. What I did like about it was a little bit more adult. I think it was the first PG-13 movie that Harry Potter had.
I thought Prisoner was there, but
I think this was the first PG-13 movie. I think I'm not 100% sure to quote me on that, but I think it was the first PG-13 movie they had. So it was a little bit more adult. It showed them in teen years, which was fantastic. Cam will hate me for this, but CJ is right. Now, back when it first came out, I didn't like Robert Pattinson dying, but now I know who he is.
No.
The only bad about this is one, Robert Pattinson. All right, two, this movie is dark. Not dark as in like mentally dark, but like you literally need to turn your TV brightness all the way up because this movie is super dark. Like they filmed it with like a black screen on this with some shit, but this movie was super fucking dark. Like if you watch a movie that's to be named later, well, most movies to be named later, like it's super bright. But
any other movie actually,
yeah, was super dark. And last but not least, I wasn't a big fan of how Harry Potter in the movie got out of when he first saw Voldemort. Like Voldemort supposed to be the big bad. Like me, even back then in 2005, I was thinking, all right, cool, Voldemort about to be the big badass. All right, at least he's gonna fuck him up. At least like put some scars on him or like make bloody him up a little bit. Man, it was a one little blast from both of them. Like Voldemort said some cool lines. I'll give him that, but some lines did the blast.
They left it out though, is what it is. They left it out of the movie.
Yeah, so they did the blast. His mom and pop, who's for some reason just came out of nowhere. I know they came out of the blast, but anyway, mom and pop helped him out for a quick, and then he brought Robert Pattinson's body, which again, I'm not a Robert Pattinson fan, so I probably left it there. But Robert Pattinson's body back. And then that was basically it. Like I said, I love all Harry Potter movies, but those are only my bad things about Harry Potter. About the Goblet of Fire. All right, Evans, on you.
So I got a list here. I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit short. As I get later in the franchise, I get longer. But let me start this off by saying this is the worst hair in all the Harry Potter movies for Harry. This motherfucker shit was uncontrollable. Okay.
Oh yeah, actually for
But
all
that's
of
how
them.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, the hair was bad for all of them. Yeah.
But it literally goes short
I
hair, short
agree.
hair, short hair, mop, short hair, short hair, short hair, short hair. It's just it was the one inconsistency with the hair. I get that that's maybe what he looks like, but let's be honest, Game of Thrones didn't make the characters look what they actually look like either. So, this was the first time you got to see the dark mark in the sky. That was pretty fucking badass. One of the things that I didn't like is that they just kind of skipped over who the dude who was in the fucking carnival scene or whatever. That was fucking Barty Crouch Jr., who was played by David Tennant, who's Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. He's a big name actor, and they just kind of were like, eh.
Was he big name then?
Yes, that was it. I believe that was during his run on Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. He does play a very good Barty Crouch, though.
When you say carnival scene?
The festival scene where they're in the festival grounds outside the World Cup. Let me do a couple of things. Fuck Victor Crumb. Okay, Hermione was my girl. And this dude came in and was like sweeping her off her feet and shit. And I was like, man, I hate him.
I
This
also
does
don't like what they did to Hermione's hair. Like it was calm. It was so calm that it wasn't frizzy. Like there was supposed to be a big difference for her the night of the dance, and that didn't really happen. And I didn't like that they did that.
One of my notes was Cedric Diggory seems vampire-y here. Because for anyone who knows, Cedric Diggory, aka Robert Pattinson, left this movie to go do the Twilight franchise.
Wait, he's only in one movie.
Yeah, but he would have. I guarantee you, if they would have found a different role for him, if it wasn't for him only like leaving so soon.
He had only one recurring part when he came back as a ghost, and that was it.
Hey, you never know. But anyways, no. So Harry starts to really show how much of a people person Harry is. You know, when he just doesn't give up and he saves both Fleur's sister and Ron. He's just a good person. Like, and
he's slow in this movie. Like
he's a pussy.
He is.
Yeah.
It
doesn't make any sense.
But also at the same time, it shows that he's like, I'm going to sacrifice myself to save other people if I have to. It's what that's why he brought Cedric back, which, yeah, fuck Cedric Diggory. But it introduces us to Fleur Delacour, who is a huge part kind of down the road. She may not be as important in this movie, but Fleur plays a big role down the road in the lives of the Weasleys because she's the one, she marries Bill, the oldest brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then just the best part of this movie was that ending scene with Voldemort, just because you finally get the embodiment of Voldemort for the first time on screen as his own person.
He goes,
yeah. Hey, when you've been nothing but a spirit for years, now you got a body, you're like, oh, I feel things.
Yeah, see? He grabbing that thing.
But I will tell you this. It just shows you, like, the reason, obviously, they didn't kill Harry right away is because there's a shit ton of movies left. But the first visualization of what Voldemort is on the big screen, other than that thing in the back of Professor Quirrell's head, it's good. I think this is a good movie. I can't really say that any of these movies are bad, except for one. And we'll get to that later. So with that being said, Goblet of Fire, out of 8 movies, I'd put it 4th.
Cam, it's on you.
Okay. So my movie was The Order of the Phoenix. Obviously, again. For me, this is hard to begin with. It's because I always look at series as a whole. Series that are based on books, when you read the book, you fill in the blanks. With that being said, all of the movies have blanks, but I feel like Order of the Phoenix was the real tipping point. It came after the Goblet of Fire. Like, it's just like, okay, Voldemort's back, but like I feel like Order of the Phoenix is the part where they're like, okay, it's almost like now we know who the gang is. Like, we know Voldemort's plan. We see how the public reacts to real information versus being blissfully unaware. Like, it's almost like when you're in war and then they finally announce, we are going to war. Like, that pivotal point where it becomes public fucking knowledge. That is super fucking important. I don't feel like Sirius needed to die. Obviously, he dies in the book, so, like, there's nothing you can do about it. But, like, why? That was the only part. But I feel like that emotional thing is kind of what drives Harry for, like, at least in a whole nother movie. But what I do want to point out, though I think Goblet of Fire was super cool, tournament, the whole World Cup thing, Order of the Phoenix is the absolutely only movie where you see an actual, real wizard duel. Not Harry trying to fucking make it out of the way with Voldy, him and his little games that they be doing. Voldemort and Dumbledore go at it. Like, go at it. And that's the only time you ever see a full-blown, uninterrupted wizard duel that doesn't switch between other shit. Like, it's just, here's what it is. And you see the two probably best wizards on the planet going head to head. That scene alone, bro, do you remember what happens in that scene? Voldemort breathing fire, him shooting glass, Dumbledore turning it into sand. Like, it was so good. It was so good. It was such a good scene. I feel like, I don't know. Everything that CJ said, I feel like it doesn't apply to his movie. It applies to mine. Like all of the kids grow up. They're like, all right, no, this is what's up. We got to go for it. Like, you end up knowing who the adults are that on which side they fall on. Like, it was so realistic, down to the government playing games. Like, it was the most, I feel like, if the Wizarding World were ever to be real, this was the most smack dab in your face, this is what it's really like movie. So there's that part. That's my idea.
All right, I'm gonna go first.
Ruh-roh.
Not really. So I wanted to say this right now that out of the 4 movies mentioned, this is, outside of mine, this is my favorite movie. I will say that. I'm gonna say the good about it first. Again, I talk about Harry's family. His cousin came back like a thug. He's a bitch, but he was a thug. You see Harry's first kiss in this. Harry gets his first kiss, so shout out to him. You can find out like in this movie, you find like the leader Harry was. Now, not everybody believed that Voldemort was back. Even some of the kids didn't believe. So Harry had to, get the troops together, and he became the general. He became the leader. So shout out to him. The bad things I didn't like about this movie. So the bad things that I hate about this movie brought on the most hated character. Oh my fucking god, I hated this bitch so bad. I hated Umbridge so fucking bad. Oh my god, this pink lady bitch. Like, I fucking hated this lady. Oh my goodness, I hate this lady so fucking bad, yo. Oh my goodness, I hate like evil character that's nice for some reason. Like, I hate that with a passion. Like, hate like people that's evil, but they're nice evil.
Straight Two-Face.
Yeah, like goddamn.
Nice.
But she always had a smile on her face all the time. But she wasn't nice then, like in the middle of English.
Fucking
yeah. But so fuck that bitch.
Cat petting, fucking pink wearing.
All right, and last but not least, this has my second heartfelt death in Harry Potter. All right, so when Sirius died, that shit hit the heart. Now nobody picked Deathly Hallows 1, so Dobby will always be.
Why do you bring it up?
Why you bring that up, bro?
Sorry.
Say it.
But Dobby, man, I love Dobby, man.
Roll with Dobby your whole life.
But Dobby will always be the heartfelt deaths, man. I almost listen at the movie theater. I almost cried, like, oh my goodness, I almost cried. I didn't cry. I didn't cry.
Dobby, do you remember his final words?
Dobby
happy to be with friends. Like, you, bro.
Oh my goodness. Dobby, man, RP Dobby.
You even have to mention it.
I'm sorry.
I know, for real.
I have to, because Sirius man too. Sirius the uncle that everybody wanted. I mean, even though Sirius was an asshole, but Sirius was
he was up as fuck.
He was an asshole, but even though Sirius was like ex-con technically, Sirius was somebody like an uncle that everybody fucking wanted. Like, I wanted Sirius.
I feel like if you're the only person to have ever broken out of a prison up until a certain point, you were El Chapo level.
Yeah.
El
Chapo level man. Like,
he was badass.
But that is my that is mine. All right. Evans, on you.
Okay, so getting into my list for this one, let's just start from the top. Yes, that opening scene when Dudley's like straight thugging out and then turns into a little bitch when a Dementor shows up. That's just how the Dursleys roll, man. It introduced us to the most hated character in all of fucking movies for me. Dolores Umbridge. Yeah, Dolores Umbridge, man. I've never wanted to castrate a woman. But damn, I was thinking about it. I didn't want to let this bitch reproduce. That ain't my call.
Right. She's a grandma. I hope she ain't reproduced.
She wasn't reproducing. She literally said, "I don't like kids" in the movie. Like,
Hey,
she
I'm
wasn't
pretty
reproducing.
sure. I'm pretty sure her eggs are fried, not fertilized.
DeAndre had mentioned in this movie that Harry shares his first kiss. Okay, let me tell you something right now. That bitch Cho Chang is a rat.
What? No, it was her friend. She wasn't a rat.
No, it was her.
It was her friend.
No, what do you know? What you guys talking about? No, she wasn't a rat. It wasn't her fault.
I think she was right either. Actually.
No. She was the one who told. She was the one who told. But they used that like, a potion on her where she had to tell the truth. There's nothing she could do about it.
Oh, they changed it. Okay, so in the book,
Yeah,
it's her friend. That's
but in the movie, it's Cho.
Her face gets bumps because of Hermione. In the movie, they give her the Veritas serum. She has no choice but to tell the truth.
She a rat.
So you can't call her rat if you're forcing her to do it.
Yeah.
Harry would have found a way to not talk.
Harry's a snitch.
Nope. Actually, no. Harry is a snitch. Yeah. Actually, no. Harry was upset when he found out that they used the fucking potion on her.
I know.
Because they was dogging the shit out of her the whole time, thinking that she was a rat. So he found out, she had no choice. Oh yeah, now you feeling stupid.
This movie also signified the release, or I should say, prison break of one of the best likable villains in the whole movie, and that's Bellatrix Lestrange. And then for a brief moment, I hated Bellatrix when she killed Sirius Black. It's so. Oh, and Dolores Umbridge got her fucking revenge when they took that bitch into the Forbidden Forest, and fucking Grop was trying to have his way with her, and then the Centaur showed up, and she was like, "Y'all are stupid," and they took her off into the woods. Oh, that was some good shit.
Kinda.
The best part of the movie, though, is that last 15, 20 minutes. When like what Cam said, when Voldemort and Dumbledore have that duel, not even just how good that duel was, the sound design of that duel. When Dumbledore was twirling the water and his wand goes, I was like, damn. Not to mention, like, Voldemort shows up and then Dumbledore walks out the fire like, what's up, bitch? Dumbledore was a gangster. And then it gave me one of my favorite quotes in all of Harry Potter when fucking the dude for the Ministry of Magic comes up and he's like, he's back. It was so good.
That's your quote?
Oh, I loved it.
Out of everything in Harry Potter, this is your favorite quote.
This movie.
All right.
This movie.
Out of this movie, this is your favorite quote.
Yep.
Okay.
Just because how he overacted that shit. Like, he could have just said, he's back. But no, he's back. Like, he had to struggle to get that shit out. Like, it took his breath, like, ah. Yeah. It was a solid movie. It also introduced us to, Tonks?
All right, CJ's on you.
I was just disappointed in, like, seeing Umbridge in a later movie. You know, because I was hoping those Centaurs stomped her the fuck out. Just saying. I hate that bitch with a passion. Oh, man. All right, yeah, but I don't know.
Centaurs are peaceful creatures, though. Like,
They are.
Yeah, but she started insulting him.
Yeah, and then they start swinging at him and shit.
Lesson, but you don't just go killing people. But then again, this is CJ and his dark ass.
No, if you have horse, you stomping bitches out.
See, yeah, they got hooves. All they do is just drop her. Oops. Yeah, that's it.
Oh no! Oh no! She fell. Oh
she
no!
Fell.
I don't think this is the best movie, but like, this movie has so many great parts. Dude. Like, just like I said, the fight scene at the end. Oh, it's completely amazing. But to me, I think this is not the best movie, but the most. Well, for me, it's the most depressing movie out of the entire series. You know, like, yeah, of course, you got Death of Sirius Black. That depression is all hell to me. But having read the books and like seen the movies, there's one part right at the beginning of the movie where Harry and friends and like most of the Order of the Phoenix, everybody's sitting around this table, having a nice meal and everything, and the camera pans around each person. Like, I think the same thing every time I'm watching it. He dies. Oh, she lives. He dies. Oh, they live. oh, he loses an ear, he dies, she dies, she dies. You know, that's what I'm thinking about. Like every time I see that, and that depresses the shit out of me.
It's
I
because
don't
it's
know.
in the
It's
book.
just it's just I can never get over it. I think the same thing every time I see it is like watching. Yeah, every time they pan by a person, I watch their death in my head like every time.
Evans, your movie.
So, if anyone hasn't noticed, we're kind of going through a theme here. DeAndre already kind of spoiled it by saying nobody picked Deathly Hallows Part 1 because that movie was utter fucking garbage, except for Dobby's death. That was the only retribution, like, because it was
Was it
such
garbage though?
like, out of all 7 movies, out of all 8 movies, Deathly Hallows Part 1 is dead last for me. Because you look at the follow-up of that, which is obviously Deathly Hallows Part 2. That's so good. All right, anyways. But, so my pick is Half-Blood Prince.
Horrible.
Horrible.
No. It's not. So, let me start off by saying one of the most underrated thoughts that anyone will ever have. Wife, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Narcissa Malfoy is bad. I thought Narcissa Malfoy was fine as hell. This is one of the most important movies, in my opinion, because it introduces us to Professor Slughorn, which has a key piece of information that is very important down the road. You get the first real examples of Harry and Ginny, including their first kiss in this movie. You get a really good battle between Malfoy and Harry, right around in the middle. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it's as good as some of the other ones. Yeah, oh, yeah. Just finding out about Horcruxes and how important they are in the situation with Voldemort. It's such a key fact that if you didn't read the books and there were those people who just went to the movies, you had no idea it was coming. You had no idea why, Voldemort was this all-powerful wizard that can never be defeated. It had one of the most crazy scenes to me, which was when fucking Harry and Dumbledore were on that little island trying to get the fucking Horcrux out of the thing, and Harry has to keep shoveling that fucking poison water down his throat. Oh, it's so bad. And then obviously at the end when Draco Malfoy disarms Dumbledore but can't kill him, and so Snape comes in and was like, "Hey, Avada Kedavra," and unfortunately kills Dumbledore. It's the best movie. It has the most information that is pivotal to the whole story. There are, it does set up for the shit that's coming. And the one thing I do hate is, for those who read the books, the whole battle at Hogwarts is like the last 2 chapters of Half-Blood Prince. But they don't put it in Half-Blood Prince.
So I'm gonna go first. I have to go first.
You sure?
I definitely go first.
Okay.
Out of all the movies in Harry Potter, which I love Harry Potter, I'm so bad in saying this. This is the worst one. Out of all movies in Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince is literally the worst one to me. Maybe not to anybody else, but to me, this is the worst movie. You talk about the duel between Harry Potter and Malfoy. This is gonna sound fucked up, but that little sparring match that they had in Chamber of Secrets was better than this duel. To me personally, there was literally damn near no action in this movie for me. Outside the ending of this movie, and even with that, it wasn't really action. I mean, this movie, I get you. This movie had a lot of information that we needed. Definitely a lot of information that we needed, but there wasn't a lot of action to this movie. First of all, you have Order of the Phoenix before this, and then you have, well, I'm not saying my movie's better, but my movie, a couple that have so much action that, and you don't put like really nothing in this. I had a problem with that. Everybody gets upset when Dumbledore dies. I mean, everybody knows he's going to die, but Dumbledore was like a father to everybody who loved Harry Potter. And It was sad to me. The Dumbledore dying was sad to me. This movie was very, very slow paced. It was long and slow paced. Draco's a bitch. He couldn't do
He
it.
always has been.
However, he was a bigger bitch because he was supposed to kill him. He couldn't do it. And man, obviously we know that
he cried half the movie.
Yeah, and obviously we know that Snape was supposed to kill him. However, but he ordered Draco to kill him, and he couldn't do it. Draco's a bitch. This movie made me hate Snape for about 2 movies. Because I actually love Snape. He was dark. He didn't take no shit. I mean, I thought he was a cool guy. Then he killed Dumbledore from like, fuck you, you son of a bitch. And then went to oh no, like I said, to me, this movie is literally the worst Harry Potter movie of the whole series. To me. CJ's on you.
Movie boring shit. Yeah, it was slow as fuck. Like you said, dude, I felt the same way about Snape. Dude, that's my boy. I was riding with Snape until he killed Dumbledore, and I was like, man, why you had to go that far? Like, I was mad at him for a minute. I still kind of roll with him though. Yeah, you do what you gotta do. But this movie was so long and dry and drawn out. It's like, dude, don't get me wrong. I love the movie, and it is very important to the series. But they could have did more with it. Them fighting their way. They should have been actually fighting their way out of Hogwarts like they're supposed to. Fucking at the same time, the Harry and fucking bitch ass fucking fight. That was nothing. God, it was like fucked up spell, whoop your ass. That was it. It was no real battle. No, it was nah. I don't know. It could have been. It could have been. Should have been so much more. As a part of the series, I still love it, but it's still boring.
All right, Cam.
All right. Obviously, the biggest con is that Dumbledore dies in this movie. The pro that's attached to that is Dumbledore is a savage this whole movie because he already knows he's going to die.
Yep, facts.
Like from beginning to end in this movie, Dumbledore don't give a fuck. This movie is a filler movie. It's like when you're doing a puzzle, all up until this point, you've done like the borders. This movie is where you have to do like that tedious work where you do all the little flowers and shit and all the little clusters. But this movie is the tedious part. It makes you go, it's the part where you learn about the Voldemort backstory. You get a little bit of Dumbledore backstory sprinkled in there. You get a little bit of Snape backstory as far as for building towards the dynamic between Snape and the Potters. But this movie was just that. It was drawn out as fuck. Most of this movie, they make it seem like it's getting an answer out of Slughorn. All this dumbass had to do was admit that you told this child some shit you weren't supposed to tell him, and he done ran off after school and made a whole bunch of Horcruxes. The only good parts and entertaining parts is when Harry gets high/drunk off of the good luck potion, and he's over here like, don't forget about the pisses. Like he's when they're all like he's off his shit. And, they go down. But I'm just like, for real, you telling me it took, 3/4 of the school year for Slughorn to just admit some shit that wasn't even, wasn't nobody gonna hold it against him?
That's pride, though.
Just so that we could fill in the story. So it's kind of just like, I get it. It's necessary for the overall, series as a whole. As individual movies, last place.
Or my movie is definitely Hollow's Part 2. Definitely Hollow's Part 2 was probably the realest adult Harry Potter movie there was. And I'm going to say why. One, it was dark. Not dark shot, but like actually like dark feel. Like this movie was dark as hell. It had some cursing in it. It had some cursing in it. Mama Weasley, when Mama Weasley killed Bellatrix,
Not my daughter,
bitch.
bitch.
So, we get some cursing in here. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Making it dope.
Dust on your ass.
It brings out some relationships that we all knew was going to happen. Harry Potter and daughter Weasley, Ron and Hermione. They didn't actually have sex in this movie, but they had sex because they had kids. So I'm just gonna put sex in there because I'm a freak. that battle in Hogwarts is one of my favorite fight scenes, like top 5 or 6 fight scenes in cinema. Period. I love it with a passion. It took so much. I mean, they almost lost the shit, but it took them so much to fight off Voldemort and his goons. So a lot of battles. Again, the death of Voldemort. Again, when that last magic stream, he doesn't say shit. Like that's one thing I hate. The mumble spell. Like I know I mumble, I know I do, but this motherfucker, like that shit. I hate that shit with a passion.
Oh, you mean his little?
Yeah, he don't say shit. He kills Snape in this movie. Just like this throat. And like I said, I hated Snape in Half-Blood Prince, but then when everything come together. You love him again. You love him more. I mean, he was heartbroken. Me and Kim had this debate on our last show about Steve Urkel and Laura, and it's kind of the same thing with Snape and Potter. It's kind of the same thing with Potter. Like she didn't want him, but this motherfucker was still mad the whole time. Was still mad the whole time for years. Even after her death, you still mad at her. So yeah, this movie brought everything together. To the happy ending, to everybody dying. It was so action packed. Like it wasn't, nothing was drawn out. Like I feel like this movie was like around 2 hours long, or maybe I'm not sure. Like over 2
I
hours.
think this one was a little over 2.
Under 2 is around 2 somewhere, but it was so action packed. Like you didn't feel bored in this movie. Like as soon as this movie started and Harry Potter was at Dobby's grave, it was on site. It was on site. They went to the bank. They got doing that begging ass dragon. Then went to school, fought, killed the Horcruxes. Harry Potter dies, come back to life, and then kill Voldemort. Movie over. But it didn't seem like that though. It didn't seem like that should have been long as fuck, but it didn't seem long. It just seemed like everything was like this is to me the best Harry Potter movie in this series. All right. Cam, you first.
Okay. So Deathly Hallows 2 is action packed. They fit in a lot in a little bit amount of time. But that's because it's the last movie. This is where they tie the bow on the car. You're like, oh my God. And in your head, the bow is a big deal. But in reality, it's just finalizing what we already, like, it's what we spent so many movies building up to. Like, all they did was finish it like they were supposed to do it. The battle scenes obviously were super dope. There were some instances where I felt like they did fit in a lot into a small amount of time, but that was almost the issue. Like they skipped some stuff, they rushed through a little bit of stuff. It was kind of like boom, bang, 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 pow, over. And I was just like, we're not gonna explain this part. We're not gonna explain that part. Like it was kind of just like a very rushed ending. I don't even know if it's the longest out of all of the movies. I can't remember, but I feel like it should have been because there was so much fucking ground to cover. You do go through an emotional roller coaster. We go from hating Snape to understanding him, which makes us love him a little. And the Voldy being the snake that he is, go ahead and go kill him. And not even a fast way. He just gonna slice his throat and then to let the snake do the rest, which was so unnecessary. Obviously, it's a good movie. Obviously, by the time we were done, we were all like, all the Harry Potter fans were like, yeah, okay. They did us justice. They did it right. They didn't mess it up, because that's one thing I feel like is always the fear at the end of a series is please don't fuck it up. So they didn't do that. But I feel like they rushed it. But there was, to be honest, there was stuff that I felt like was missing even from that they should have built in. Like the fact that they never mentioned that Neville was an alternative and had Voldemort gone after Neville's parents instead of Harry's parents, it would have been a whole different story. Even though at the end, technically Neville is the one that fulfills a prophecy because he's the one that gets the snake when Harry couldn't. And so there's just so many things I felt like would have really like put like the perfect icing edge, like, and they left it out. Because, and again, I feel like it was rushed. And I still don't understand why they decided to end it with just breaking the wand, because I don't know where they got that from.
To kind of clarify Cam's point, this movie did feel like it was quick. It is the shortest Harry Potter movie out of all of them, 2 hours and 10 minutes. But it doesn't feel it doesn't feel that long. You feel like it's boom bang pow. Thank you. We're out of here.
Wham bam. Bam.
There were, a couple of really good high points in this movie, and there were some low points too. Obviously, it starts on Dobby's grave. We just got over this, man. Why are you taking us back? You see Aberforth again. I don't remember if this was the first time you ever saw Aberforth. It might have been, but
it was an inconsistency because
he's in the books quite a bit.
Yeah, Aberforth comes up in
Order.
Yeah, but they don't. It's not the same guy, and I don't know what the hell happened there.
Harry confronting Snape at the school. Like when he finds out that Harry's back and he's like, if anyone's helping Harry, I'm gonna blah blah blah. And Harry walks out, he's like, what's up, bitch? Like, I'm right here, man. That was a dope moment. The one thing I never got was like, I get that Harry's such a good person, right? When he has the opportunity to be rid of Malfoy forever, when Malfoy was about to die in the room of requirement from that fire, he saved him because Harry's a good person. You could have just ended your whole problem right there, but we find out that Nagini is the final Horcrux in this movie, and then it turns out he's not, or it's not. I don't know if I forgot if Nagini was a boy or a girl. Couple big names die in this. I mean, Lupin dies, Tonks dies, and they were in love with each other. And then fucking half the Weasley brothers are dead.
The Weasley brothers? You mean two? There's two of them.
Oh yeah, half the twins. You find out so much about Snape's love for Harry's mom. You find out that, even way back into Prisoner of Azkaban, that Snape's Patronus is his mother's Patronus. So it's sad to see Snape go on the end like that, where Voldemort's bitch ass is just like, I'm done with you. Hey, Snake, clean up my garbage. The best part was when Voldemort killed Harry thinking it was over, and then you find out that Harry Potter's the Horcrux Voldemort never meant to create. You see the little weird shape, like fucking looks like a bad fetus type baby of Voldemort's character, and you're just like, damn, that's gross. But like, there's just so many great points at the end of this movie as well. Like everyone's fearful of Voldemort, and then fucking you see Narcissa, that bad bitch. Ooh, you see her fucking bold-faced lie to fucking Voldemort. Yeah, he's dead. All she can do to save her family, right? Because we all know Voldemort. We all know Malfoy's a little bitch. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Malfoy's daddy's a bitch too.
Let's
Hey, that motherfucker too.
Oh, Lucius. Oof. Oof.
Oh yeah.
Lucius is the
bitch
real
among
bitch.
bitches.
Malfoy's just a kid.
Hell yeah.
But Lucius is
Yeah, Lucius is a king bitch.
Hey, you could be a kid and a bitch too.
Hey, so
Yeah.
I did have
fucking Voldemort was punking him for 3 movies.
my favorite points was definitely the was Molly being like, "Not my daughter, you bitch," and then fucking disintegrating Bellatrix. Like she was just kill her. She was just like, "Nah, poof, bitch." And then obviously Neville glowing the fuck up. Neville being that little bitch. It's a remembrall. I don't remember what I forgot. To fucking being the dude who ends up killing Nagini and ending the whole damn thing, basically.
And don't forget, he killed half that army as well. Like he's running off across that bridge, and then they were chasing him. Yo,
yeah.
We gonna give him 75% credit because he almost killed himself too.
Right.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yes, he don't. Neville from back in the day wouldn't have made it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
now his balls drops. He
lost a little weight and was able to run fast.
The other thing that I really didn't like about this movie though was I hated the fast forward at the end. Like the 19 years later shit, like cool, I get it. It happens in the book, it's the epilogue, but like y'all makeup wasn't 19 years looking. Y'all still look like the same people.
Yo, sometimes it don't crack. Maybe magic don't crack.
Ron is a ginger. He looks like shit all the time.
Yes.
Ginger had no soul.
Well,
I didn't even think Ginny was that cute.
Oh no, Ginny was cute, but Hermione though, that's my baby.
All right, CJ's on you.
All right, like I said, this is a great movie. Like, no, when Neville's balls dropped and he jumped up and fucking, and just fucking like just start talking shit to fucking Voldemort, and just, dude, no, that was like the fucking biggest. That was the biggest for fucking boy to man moment ever. Dude, how you fucking stand up to fucking one of the most powerful wizards in the world? Just talking shit. That was great. This is an all around great movie. There's not really much bad you can say about it. It's just fucking.
It's amazing.
Snape died. Yeah, no, except for how Snape died. That was that was so fucked up. I would. It's Voldemort, so you can't really like say it was expected. like, all right, cool, you did your job. All right, peace. Peace, dude. That's just that's how you roll. Great movie.
All right, so we all love Harry Potter. I mean, obviously, there's more Harry Potter heads, as Evan would say, out there. So please tell us what your favorite Harry Potter movie is. Please let us know.
It better not be Deathly Hallows Part 1, because if it is, you need to get some help.
Okay. With that being said, my name is DeAndre Robinson. These are my friends. Say goodbye, friends.
This is your boy CJ, a.k.a. Baldilocks.
My name is Evan M. Taggy. I still think lists are a viable way to compare your answers with other people. Sometimes people like hearing lists.
This is Cam. I'm here strictly to say the opposite of whatever Evan says. So no, lists are not good.